Just check it out for yourself. Follow me.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. I know that Jacob's been waiting on this. Mr. Jacked Up Leatherworks. He's commenting before the show even got live tonight. So I hope everybody is doing well tonight. I am having a pretty good week. It's end of the month, so work has been a little crazy, but hey, we're here once again, and I know that live time has been a little off kilter as of late, but we're back tonight, and we are going to have some fun because one of my favorite guests ever. What's going on, Mr. Hatton? I enjoy talking to this man so much, and unfortunately tonight we are not face to face like we have been in the past. But I have the one, the only Mr. Taxi Phil on to join us. We're going to be talking, of course, about Big Whisker Revival, which is coming up next weekend. So, man, it just seems like this year has flown by. I'm really rather excited to see everybody that comes out and to see how we do. I hope we beat next year. So, without further ado, the one, the only Taxi Phil. How are you, sir?
You know what? If I felt any better, it'd probably be illegal.
That's a good possibility.
Yeah, it is. Well, it probably is in most states, but
well, knowing you, that's a pretty accurate.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Yeah,
yeah, everything's going great, man. Getting ready, getting jammed. I mean, we're busy. We're getting everything together. We're ready to rock this thing.
I talk to you. We talk at least a few times a month. And I don't think I've ever seen you get like last year. You were pretty busy at this time of the year, but it seems like this year has just been like a whole different level. So you guys have been really rocking and rolling, trying to get everything ready.
We're kind of lucky because everybody in the club gets involved in this Big Whisker. And after you've done it for 10 years, you pretty much, most of the stuff just falls in. At the last minute, everything just starts coming in. And we just, we deal with it. So last Sunday we had the basket prepping where we put them all together. We got about 60 of them so far.
That's impressive.
From there, then we'll have a lot more coming in. I know a lot of folks will be bringing baskets with them. And that's always a great thing, man. We really appreciate that. So then we got the tubs of fun has been changed to the basket of booze.
The basket of booze.
Yeah, we got big old whisker baskets that we filled up.
Yep. So, you got the Big Whisker Revival and the Big Whisker basket. So I dig.
Yes, sir. You might, if you're going to be in a church, you might as well be drinking.
So with that, since I'm guessing you've only got one basket at this point, or because I know last year you had 3 tubs.
We had 6.
6 tubs. Oh wow. Okay.
I'm not sure what the Barracks project has done yet. They beat us by 1 bottle last year. So we appreciate anybody. If anybody wants to bring a bottle on Saturday, bring it on. We'll put it in the baskets and we'll see what we end up with. We had 100 and something bottles last year.
I want to say it was over 120, if memory serves right.
Yeah, it was like I said, I think they had like 56. We had 55 or something.
I remember it was a lot because I remember adding my own bottle to the mix, and when I laughed because when I put the bottle of Weller in there was 3 other bottles of Weller in there. So,
this year we're adding wine to it this year. Somebody wants to bring some wine, bring some wine. So
I want to say that, there you go. You got a liquor basket coming from Beard Mob, Tennessee.
Fantastic. Appreciate it.
I'll see what I can hunt down. I'm sure I've got a bottle laying around here I can bring up.
Oh, yeah. So, thank you, guys. Anyway, it brings it. We really appreciate it. Fantastic.
Anything we can do to help, man. The Big Whisker is always on my list of competitions. If you guys have never been to a Big Whisker Revival, I'm going to let Taxi kind of lay it out for you and kind of give some of the backstory here. Tell them how this all came about.
Well, this is number 9.
Yeah.
We've had 10 total. Our first one was the Octo Beard Festival because we combined with the Oktoberfest that we have here every year in Cincinnati, which is huge. And the following year, the hall that we had used for that was gone. They were being remodeled. We got lucky. We were the last show in there before they remodeled this thing. And now you can't afford to even get near the place. And a friend of ours, one of our main founding members, Paul Napier, worked at the Southgate House Revival. So he said, hey, listen, let me talk to Morello, the owner and stuff. So we went down, we talked to her. And she said, that sounds like something really cool. We were like, let's give that a shot and see what happens, So he said, well, we're going to be in a church, it's called the Southgate House Revival. So let's change the name, So we tried different ones, the Big Whisker Revival. Well, that's it. It'll work out perfect. Well, after the first year, we got done. Everything was great. Went to Morella and said, hey, can we do it again next year? She says, yeah, let's do it one more time. All right. At the end of that one, she walked up to me and says, what's the date next year? What do you mean? She says, well, you name the date because it's yours. She goes, you guys are the best crowd we get. She says, I mean, we have all these bands and stuff in here, but you guys are the best. We never had any problems. She says, hell, my security guys just go home. They don't have any problems whatsoever, So, yeah, everything is groovy with them. So now we've decided we'll do it the first Saturday of October every year. That makes it a lot easier for everybody, a lot easier on the paperwork, a lot easier on everything else. And now I did tell her if the Rolling Stones want to book a venue for that date, that would be okay. She said, no, they'd be your opener.
I can see that actually working out.
Yeah, they'd be the opener for you, So yeah, it's a great venue. And if you have not been there, the venue is beautiful. Look at all jacked up leather there hanging out. Thank you very much. There's going to be one of his hand-stitched, hand-designed wallets on the auction table. So
I can't wait.
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
but
Jacob
it's got the big stained glass windows, and the stage is huge. Yeah, the room is a very nice room. We start out with moonshine and wine. They play music for the first hour while we're getting registration and all that together. Acoustical music, real nice guy. A lot of times he'll make up songs on the fly. He'll just start making stuff up. So it's quite entertaining. Registration will be in the other bar room, like it was a couple of years ago. When you come in the door, you turn to your left is the main room. You turn to your right is the other bar room, and that's where registration will be. So that's also where the kids' craft beer table will be.
Let's talk about that.
Sure. This is the first time we've ever had the kids category, and we're going to have a craft. Most of them will make them home before they even get there. We know that, but this way we have it in case somebody gets there and changes their mind and wants to play. So it is also the very first category, and what we're going to do is after that category is over, we'll have a little bit of entertainment while we calculate the scores. And then we will be giving their prize out then. That is the only category. Now, as everybody knows, I'm a grumpy old man. It's not a T-ball game. You get a first, second, and third. Not everybody gets a prize. I know that's hard to say, but it's how it is,
If you've ever been there, you'll know exactly what Taxi is talking about. I actually pulled up a couple of pictures just to kind of show the stage from the Southgate House. Because honestly, this is just one of the shots, and I'll pull some of the others as well. But this is the front stage of where we'll be.
Correct. We're down there where the guys are playing music. Up atop is something different. We won't be up there. We'll be down below.
Yeah, down right here across the stage. And I'm going to be honest with you. It is definitely one of the coolest venues that I've had the pleasure of going to.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we enjoy it. We also had our anniversary party there. Me and Cindy had our 40th there.
So, and this is, let me pull this back up. Stop sharing the screen. I'm going to go to another one because
you guys are all so technical. I have no clue what the hell you're doing half the time.
It's okay. Neither do I. So this is the actual outside of this venue. So it's an old church, and they turned it into a venue hall, a concert hall. And this is the only beard competition that gets run out of this location. And it's like I know me and you talked about this earlier this year about, like, I was looking for a venue space and you were like, well, just use the Southgate house, on a different time. And I was like, I don't want to do that. That is Big Whisker's home.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, if you bring that picture up again, real quick, I'm going to show you something. Is the entrance is on the side of it. You'll come through the gates and come down to the side. You'll see everybody out there hanging out.
Yeah.
So you don't go in the big front doors. You could have the side entrance down there all the way to the side. That's where you'll go in. And there's a smoking area back in that area and stuff too. And parking, it's street parking. There's 3 businesses across the street that once they close, we're more than welcome to use their parking lots. But just don't park someplace where you get a boot and kick the boot.
Yeah, Big Whisker has a lot to offer. And this, like I said, the space is always a great space to be in. I've got some pictures that I did last year.
Good.
From the upstairs.
Okay, yeah, up there, the overlooking thing.
Yeah, and just looking at the crowd was amazing. I'm like, I might have.
Now, there's also a green room up on the 2nd floor, so anybody needs to go up there and get ready and stuff.
Yeah, I remember doing that last year. That was a little rough.
Oh, the stairs are rough in that place. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's an old building. It's very well heated and air conditioned. It's very comfortable. Like I said, back to the kids. To get in is $20. If you're under 16, it's $10. And there is, like I said, there'll be until 5:30, 5:45. We will have the beard, build a beard area back there for them. And Sue Timmer's gonna be running that. So
seeing if I can hunt down this picture from last year where I got overhead, because I honestly, the picture wasn't great quality, but you could really get a feel for how big the crowd was. And
we fill it up.
Yeah, it's a lot of space that gets filled up quickly, and it's always a good time.
We have quite a few tables, but there's never enough, as you know that. Any place you go,
So, speaking of that, are you doing specials on? Are you guys gonna do any like VIP tables or anything like that? Or
nope. First come, first serve. We have one VIP table, and that's whoever won the auction or the raffle.
That's right.
Right.
So
Jason from up there in Murder City won it.
Jason Hine?
No, Gimp.
Oh yeah.
I always pronounce it wrong. He's used to it, so nobody pronounces it right. So he won it. He's got the hotel room for 2 nights, 2 free gift cards, one for the venue, one for the meet and greet, and a VIP table.
So
Murder City.
So Murder City is another one that they put on a great competition every year.
Circus is fun.
Yeah,
the circus is a lot of fun.
So let's talk a little bit about your judges, because I know that you've got an all-star lineup going into this event too.
Yeah, we got some new judges, probably never been around very much before. We got one guy that, every now and again he'll do a decent freestyle, with Joe Farrell. And he's only been like world champion 2 or 3 times, and
Is that all?
Yeah, just a couple. Great guy.
Must
great guy. And then we have the Jasons.
Yes.
They're the Siamese twins connected at the beard.
That is 100% accurate.
Oh yeah. Them two, Jason Hall and Jason Seelan, are fantastic individuals. They do a lot for this community. What's so nice about having Jason Seelan there, the other 4 judges can stand behind him and they can't be seen.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy, and the rest of the guys are all little, And then we got Jess Reynolds out there from Pomeroy, and then Mark Barnes, because he was best in show last year.
He was. He beat me out last year.
I think he paid off the guy that picks him. That's the only way I could see him winning best in show. But Mark's great people.
Mark is amazing. I think Mark is one of the. He's a little squirrely.
Oh yeah,
but
no, somebody in this community that's squirrely.
Never.
Yeah, as me and Jim always say, they're different. You know what? Them guys a little bit different. But he's great people. He's a best in show at ours. He was best in show at Nationals.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, all of them are very qualified to judge. We try not to use the same judge twice. That's our main goal.
Right.
And the best in show is done differently than any place else. You know, we have a guest judge. That's all he does. You know, he picks the best in show.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, we got a great trophy for them. One of the things that I look at for best in show personally, and this is one of the things he looks at, is you didn't necessarily have to win your category. You know, you may not even compete it, you know, but they always do. But anyway, it's who puts on the best performance, puts on the best show. That's why it's called best in show, you know, and that way it opens up to everybody. So I like it that way.
I did not realize that you had one person that picks the best in show.
Yep. We have a guest person that does that. Done it every year. Nobody knows who it is but me. So
that's clever.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that. I figured, you know, it was run like everybody else's. So that's interesting.
And then, as you know, if there's a tie, rock 'em, sock 'em, robots, baby. You know, the first year we did that, the place went nuts. And it was really funny because we had it all set up with the DJ guy. And he turned all the lights down low, put a big spotlight right there onto the stage, and started playing what's that, Rocky?
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger. Starts playing Eye of the Tiger, and we come walking out with that rock and sock 'em robots. And now everybody looks forward to it. They're like, hey, we doing that rock and sock 'em again? I'm like, yep, sure are. You know.
So I gotta ask, how did that come about? Because like that's something I've always wondered about, is because the Rock'em Sock'em has always been the tiebreaker as far as I remember.
Yep.
But how did that come about?
Stole it.
He stole it.
Stole it. There was a brewery in town that is no longer there, but they decided to have this little small competition, and we went and helped them out and put it together. And the tie came up, and he said, well, how are we going to separate this? The guy says, hell, I got an idea. So they had, like, you know, the big Jenga boards and, you know, games, all that kind of stuff there. That was one of their deals, all the board games. So he brought Rock and Sock 'em over. We said, that's it. That's the way to go right there. You know, so yeah, we've been rocking them, socking them ever since. You do 2 out of 3, you know.
It's always interesting because, like, I've only seen a handful of ties, but seeing the Rock'em Sock'em come out is always fun.
Yeah.
And it gives you give it that big fight feel.
The one of the years we did, I can't remember who it was. If I do, I'm not going to mention their name anyway because that's not right. They got all pissed off because they didn't know how to play Rock'em Sock'em robots. I'm like, where the hell are you from? You know, it's Rock'em Sock'em. It's 2 buttons you push. How hard can it be? But oh yeah, I didn't understand the concept of the game. I didn't understand what you're supposed to do. Dude, there was 3 of them done before you. You know, watch. Yeah, Rock'em Sock'em's a blast. So
it is, and it's like I said, it's always fun to watch, and yeah, it's like you give it that big fight feel, and that's one of the things that really kind of that resonates when I watch it, is because with you as the MC, like you are the best MC in this community.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And you always make everybody shine. So
you're supposed to have fun, man.
Yeah, and I enjoy that. I always enjoy getting across the stage because I never know what the hell you're going to say to me. So
you got to try to keep it different. You can't say the same thing all the time. You know, sometimes you got to speed it up. Sometimes you slow it down. You know, and that's like what I'll ask you is say I'm emceeing your event. First thing I ask you is how long? What do you mean? You want to go an hour? You want to go 4 hours? What do you want? You know. He's like, well, we got to be done by this time. You got it, dude. You know, I can stretch it out, or I can cut it short. Whatever we need to do. But
I didn't learn like how much like work goes into the MC role until I did it this past year. You know, up in not only in the competition I ran back in May, but also in Syracuse for the
bowling alley.
and learning how to try to control the time and the pace was the challenge.
One of the hardest things.
It
That
is.
and last names.
Yeah.
You know? And if I don't know it, I'm not going to say it. You know, I mean, this guy's up to Ray. You know, and if I can't pronounce your first name, I'll come and ask you. You know, what the hell's that name? Where the hell's that from? You know, so yeah, I was calling by the first name. It's a lot easier that way. You know, and my wife, it cracks her up because I'll be getting ready, even when I'm competing. I'll be getting ready, and she goes, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I'm all right." She goes, "You're nervous." I said, "Of course I'm nervous." She goes, "You've done this." I said, "I don't care how many times I've done it. You know, I still got the butterflies. I'm still like, man, this is going to be, you know, yeah. You don't ever get over that.
It changes the way you see things when you're, you know, like when you go from a competition where you're emceeing to not emceeing and you're just there. Excuse me, to have, you know, to show support. Like you watch for certain things now. I've caught myself doing that. Like I'll watch and listen for certain mannerisms and cues from the MC, and I'm like, yeah, he's controlling the pace, or you know, he's having to slow things down or something like that. But it's always interesting to watch it. And
one thing me and Jim would always do is we critique every competition when we leave, and we're driving home. Like, man, that was a brilliant idea. I said, well, they did that, man. The way they did it, that was really cool. They're like, well, that wouldn't work with us. You know, at our company, that wouldn't work. You know, something different. And is that nothing's right or wrong, or nothing's wrong. You know, it's just that you can do something. You can do things in the circus,
right,
or the Monsters Ball that you can't do in another competition. You know, and you know, I mean, I don't know if rock and sock would work anyplace else. You know,
I don't think so. I think that's one thing is like that's kind of the Baron's gimmick now.
I mean, people, I steal shit all the time. I tell them I don't steal it. You know, I mean, when Scott Turner came up with the idea for the raffle for the hotel the weekend, you know, he called me up and said, "What do you think?" Well, video called me, of course. And he says, "What do you think?" And I said, "You know what? I'll tell you how good of an idea that is." He goes, "Listen, I'm stealing it." He goes, "What?" I said, "I'm stealing it. I'm not going to lie to you." I said, "I'm stealing it. It's a great idea." You know? So I put it to the club. The club like, why hasn't anybody thought of this before? You know?
Honestly, there were some great innovations this year with competitions, and
a
lot of cool things that have came up this year.
Yeah, it's new blood. That's what's important. We get a lot of new people out here. You know, it's not the same thing over and over again. And like I said, I learned something at every competition. You know, how to do things, how to change things. You know, and when I go to a competition, one of the first things I ask is, how can I help you?
Right.
You know, what do you need help with? Well, how do you normally do this? I said, well, we do it this way or that way. It's your competition. You know, you make the decision, you know, but, you know, we've been lucky trying it this way, you know, like the raffles, writing the numbers on the poster board, you know, it's so much easier than trying to call them numbers out, the tickets and everything. But then again, we got 100 items on the raffle table.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you've only got 25, 30 items, it may not be that hard to do, you know, but it's so much easier to walk up to that board. And I can remember who I saw do that first. We said, oh, that's brilliant, you know. And so we've been doing it that way ever since, you know.
I mean, that one makes a lot of sense, especially when you get like excess, you know, like when you talking about like 100 items and stuff like that, like going into the end of the boards makes a lot better sense because you'd be up there for an hour and a half just calling
numbers.
Yeah.
And the sheet of tickets is brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, the 25 for 20 is a brilliant idea. Whoever came with that idea is a genius. I didn't like it at first. I like all them tickets. Like, oh, damn, I got 700 tickets over here. You know, but it's a lot easier to find your items. You know, everything goes a lot quicker that way. And with ours, it's going to be the 25 tickets for $20. There's a bonus ticket on there. You know, it says door prize on it. It's not a door prize. It goes into the baskets. You know, it's an extra ticket. Hey, Natalie, how you doing? Goes into an extra ticket. You know, so we got that item going. We have the tubs of fun or the baskets of booze, and it's going to be $10 a ticket, 3 for 20. You know, yeah, Natalie, it's hard.
Calling numbers is a little bit
especially you
never know what you're going to get. You're over there calling the number, and then you got to wait.
And you're lucky is if they only use one roll of tickets. So the first 3 numbers are all the same. You know, when you got red ones and blue ones and green, you're like, oh man, here we go. But yeah, so that'll be a separate raffle for that. And then we got 15 door prizes. When you come in and you pay, you get a door prize ticket. They will hand you the ticket and they will drop the other half in the bucket. We'll be drawing them. There's one for each category. So we'll be calling them after each category. I believe right now we got 3 or 4 live auction items. You know, one of them is going to be the jacked up leather wallet. Them things are sharp, man.
Yeah, they are.
Those are really nice. Of course, we have one of our major sponsor, another one new to the business. Very seldom do you ever hear their name. They don't travel hardly at all, you know, and that's Honest Amish. You know, they're the main sponsor. I think they're starting to get out there more often.
I've heard of them. You know,
I mean, they're getting their name out there a little bit. You know, if they're 2 heads, people would travel more.
Yeah.
You know, if Aaron and Natalie would travel more, I think they would do a lot better. You know,
I mean, you know, like it's not like they're all over the world anyway. So
they only do 100,000 miles a year, you know, driving.
What's up, Mr. Baker?
You know, I'm surprised that, you know, yeah, I mean, I really don't know how Aaron's going to drive to the UK.
You know, I mean, I think he's not near as attached to the Subaru now since he's got the company vehicle.
All right. Well, you know, I mean, what you got to do probably, though, is go up through Alaska, across the Bering Strait into Russia, and then back down and around.
That might be a little rough at this.
Yeah, but for them, it'd be a 3-day trip.
I mean, true. So, talking about the competition though, and of course, you know, the charity that's going to be benefiting is the Barracks Project.
Yes, sir.
How much did we raise last year?
$10,600.
And so we're hoping, of course, to eclipse that this year.
That's our goal. It always is.
Always the goal.
Another thing that people got to understand out here is it's not a competition. If you raise 1,000 or if you raise 100,000, that's all that matters. You know, but everybody does great. You know, anything you can do to help your charity is fantastic. You know, we got very, very lucky last year. We had a big year. You know, we averaged right around 10 every year, but last year was a big year. It was really good.
Well, there was over 120 competitors last year?
115, I think.
I knew it was somewhere in that area. Yeah. So, I'm expecting it to be another, you know, knockout sellout.
I think so. Adding the kids categories make a big difference.
It does.
You know, and splitting the full beard style stash has made a big difference.
It does.
You know,
I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I don't have
guys like me. I'm happy as can be. I don't want to have to go against, you know, Travis and them guys. You know,
my mustache. You can see my mustache past my ears, but not by my.
Go. So you can't see it from the back. It's not a stash.
All right. I'm excited for it, man. Honestly, you guys always put on a great time, and I've always enjoyed working with the Barons. And I know me and you have traveled a lot of the same roads this year, and got to hang out quite a bit. So I'm excited we still got at least one more event after this one that we're going to be at. So
yeah, we'll be at the Monsters Ball. Then we're going. I don't know. I'll be at Lapel.
I will. We're gonna try to stop by Lapel because we're gonna go up there and see the Ezra. We're gonna go up there for Ezra Crow.
Yeah, they do a good job, man. They do a real good job up there for that show. Just remember not to use the F word because it'll cost you $1.
Yeah,
yeah.
Melissa's thing there.
Yeah, it's actually the VFW thing, or excuse me. It's an Eagles, a Legion, a Moose. Something. I'm not really sure. I always forget which one it is.
I think it's Eagles.
It's one of the fraternal orders.
Right.
You know. And then we got the circus.
Circus, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to, but we're going to try.
It's fun. It's a good time.
Circus is one that has been on our list, and we want to make it to at some point for sure.
It's different.
So
I put it to you this way: it's not children friendly.
It is not children friendly. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, it's gotten mellow compared to what it used to be from when it first started. It's got a lot calmer. I think I've been to every one of them. I believe, you know. Yeah, there's a bunch of shows. So I've been to almost all of them. You know, there's a lot of them that ain't there anymore.
Right.
You know, from when we first started. I mean, Lexington used to have a great show. You know, the Nomads put a great show on. They always had a really good time there.
You had Title Beard at one time.
Yeah. I got to see Brian Kirby last week or 2 weeks, whatever the hell that week was when we were down there in Lexington with the Villains.
It wasn't last weekend. It was the weekend before. So yeah.
That was Villains, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
They did a good job too. They did a really good job.
I was super impressed with how smooth everything run.
Yep.
Like once from the time the comp started till it ended, I think we were in and out of there in 2 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
What's really nice is, as we all know in this community, is everybody gets along. And there's no, well, I'm a villain, or I'm a mob, or I'm a senator, or I'm a Viking. So what? We're all friends. We're all here for the same reason, you know. And everybody works together. That's what's true. So very, very nice. Exactly. I've been talking to a couple of oil companies lately. They're going to help, send some stuff to us and things for the raffle table. And that's what they're amazed. It's the same with them. Honest Amish has nothing against Gnarly. Gnarly ain't got nothing against, this guy or that guy. Natural Vikings this. They're all that. They're all out there for, we're all doing the same thing.
And that's what keeps me loving this community is just how everybody wants to do things together and just help each other out. So
yeah, I mean, you ask anybody in this community for a favor or help, they're going to help you. I've learned that. The respect I get it blows me away. I don't know why everybody treats me the way they do, but it's a beautiful thing.
Because you're the Don Corleone of the Beard community.
Yeah, yes. And now that I've gotten to be a senior, it's amazing when I pull up and I open up my trunk or something. I don't get to carry it. People grab the stuff. We got it. I'm like, dude, no, we got it. Like, okay, guys, thank you.
I'm never going to let you live that comment down, for the record.
Which was Don Corleone?
Yeah.
That was a weekend. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. I look forward to that show again too. That's a great show.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is one of my favorite venues.
It's a really nice venue. I was it's a little off the beaten path in West Virginia, of course, but it was a lot of fun.
Everything in West Virginia is off the beaten path. But I like the idea that the hotel, the restaurant, the bar, the comp, everything is in the exact same location. You don't have to go.
The food was good.
You didn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, the food was good. The
food was great, man. I ate there every meal. Yeah, it was great.
So you've been in this community a long time. We were just talking about that. How long has it been now? You've been in full on in the community for what?
The Baron started in 2012. There were 3 clubs before that one that we tried to get off the ground. So probably around 2009 is when I started. I mean, about 15 years, 14, 15 years. I was the very first Whisker Wars. I was there. There's a picture of me walking through the crowd.
Yep.
They didn't care about us mustache guys back then. There was all them big beards and stuff. But yeah, I was one of the very first ones of those. I found it by accident. A guy walked up to my cab and threw a magazine in. There's a Cincinnati magazine. He says, "What's wrong with this picture?" I said, "Shit, I'm not on it." It was the best mustaches in Cincinnati. There was one other handlebar in the whole thing. The rest of them, I've never even seen these people before. The other guy was named Peanut. We became very, very good friends. He competed for a long time, but his health is not good. So, he's got a lot of problems after Vietnam and stuff, and he's getting a little older. So, but yeah, so he was on there, but he was the only one. And there was an article about the Queen City Beard and Mustache Club. Like, what the hell's this? So I went to one of their meetings and realized there wasn't a club. Like you and Haley would sit one table, me and him be at another table, Natalie and Aaron would be at another table. Nobody was together. He was making oils. He was trying to, get that business together. So that didn't work. So we tried a couple more, and then finally we clicked with the Beard Barons. It was one of those things that just hit and clicked. And
you guys have been rolling it out ever since. So
we've been rolling it. We turn it over quite a bit. We got a lot of new members, which is a beautiful thing, and the old members, they all come out, when they can, Jim can't travel like he used to. His health is not really, good right now. And he went and got them 2 new puppies. I highly recommend getting a 160-pound dog, when you're 69 years old. It's brilliant, 2 of them. So, yeah, them dogs take up a lot. They're puppies, but they take up all this time. Man. They're wearing him out.
They're gorgeous dogs, though.
Oh, they're beautiful. Bernese mountain dogs. They're beautiful,
Surprised Angie hasn't taken over one of them.
Oh, yeah, well, she'd probably try.
Probably.
But they ain't taking them dogs.
So with you being in the communities for as long as you have, like, what has been some of the biggest changes that you've seen over the years? Besides the amount of competitions, there used to be maybe 10 a year. Right. Now there's that many on a weekend. They're everywhere. The freestylers, how much that's improved in the Whiskerinas. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Whiskerinas have knocked it out of the ballpark. There's nothing better. I mean, to me, I hate judging that category because you're going category to judge. Yeah. You look at them and going, how'd they do that? And where did they get that idea? And there's nothing more amazing is to not know who the hell they are. And they walk up and I'm MC and I walk up and go, oh shit, you're Holly. You're Tish, you're Natalie. How the hell did you do that? It is a tough category. Like that, I will say, as somebody who sat across on the judges table and judged the Whiskerina categories, that is a hard category. It is. It's rough, man. Like everybody else kind of, I mean, like every category poses its own, trouble or its own challenges. But the Whiskerinas, it's hard because everybody deserves, like those women deserve. Oh yeah, to win all of them. I mean, if any category deserves a trophy for each person, it'd be them, right? But then again, they'd be mad because they want to be the best. That I'll tell you, the other big thing that's changed is the big clubs, the national clubs, right? The Vikings, the Nomads. I mean, the Sinners, the Villains. All them guys. When that made a big change in the community, right? And at first they were all to themselves. Now everybody's with everybody. And that's what makes it so great. As the integration all the clubs good. So and I mean they came out of nowhere. The mob they probably ain't been around 5-6 years. Right. Same with the Villains. They just bam, here they are. And they they do a great job. I think the Villains are the largest club in the world at this point. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, I know they're big, man. I know they had, and when we did the Great American in Richmond, Virginia, they had a national meet there. That was their main deal. And the full beard, I want to say it was like maybe 5 to 10 or whatever that middle beard was. There was 125 of them in that category. Almost all of them are Villains. Yeah, it was huge. I mean, I guarantee you they had 150, 160 competitors there that week for that one competition. I mean, but it was their national meeting. So everybody came in for it. I want to see. I actually want to go. I'd love to go to like one of their world meets at some point. It's just kind of like just to come out there and meet with all of them because I've seen some pictures and whatnot, and I've got friends. Like you, I have friends that are Villains, and they always look like the world meets always look kind of crazy, like on how many people converge on one spot. Yes, so, it's amazing. And what's really cool too, though, is like with me MCing, I'm MCing mob events. Right. I'm MCing villain events. Centers. I'm the Man Vikings. I'm MCing all of them. And I'm not a member of anybody. I'm just me. And that's what's nice too, though. I think is to have a neutral individual. It is. I think that makes it better. I guess maybe I don't know. You don't know all these cats. That's what's so cool about the community now. Is all the people you get to meet. And when we first started,
Facebook wasn't here, dude. It was just it was like one of the brand new things. It was, oh, cool, look what we got. Now it's like, who the hell wants to get on Facebook anymore? We're all like tired of it. But yeah, so that But yeah, the community's changed 100%, and all for the better. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. That's what's important. And everybody gets along.
I'm ready to see where the community goes next year, because I have a feeling it's going to be even bigger. So
yeah. I was kind of worried about the plague, what was going to happen after the plague. Now, I know we have lost a bunch of mustache guys to the plague. They all grew beards, and it was like, it's so much easier having a beard. You don't have to shave. You don't have to do nothing, But a lot of them are coming back now. If I'm going to compete, I'll shave, but this time of year I can't because, I do Santa.
Right.
Once, and I always told my wife, I said, honey, once that thing comes in white, I'm done, man. And I'm sorry. If there's 5 of you on the stage, there's a white beard.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, they stand out, man.
White beards. So that was one thing when it come to competition, I learned really quick that solid white beards and red beards are the ones that are hard to beat.
Yeah, gingers don't do a lot for me, but the white beards are the really deep black ones.
Yes,
and I think we saw a guy there from Anchorage. I like the way they do their competition.
Actually, that's one I want to go to at some point. James. That's a bucket list comp.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's so cool about it is they go colors. They got a polar bear, the grizzly bear, the red fox. All that kind of stuff. They don't go lynx. That's very cool. And we thought about that. It was like, man, I don't think it would work here. That's their deal. That's their deal.
Right.
I see a bearded flamingo popped in there. Oh,
yes, Mark. Sir, Mr. Mark Enstrom.
Another great company, man. They do a fantastic job. The logo that you see on my Facebook page and stuff now, she designed that.
Yeah, I've got her working on a few things for me.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see the turnout for those.
Yeah, she's a genius. The stuff that she comes up with is fantastic. I don't know why she's with him. But Mark's good people.
Mark is honestly, I've gotten the opportunity to know him over this last year, and I truly enjoy talking with Mark and Carrie Enstrom.
Yeah, they're fantastic. All the bearded businesses.
Yeah,
they do a great job. And the same thing, like I said about the oil guys, same difference. They all get along. It's not honest Amish is there, so I'm not going to bring my oil for the table. Yeah, you are. And this craft guy. Well, look, oh yeah, so what? We're all doing the same thing. And jacked up leather. Their stuff is beautiful.
Yep.
And they all contribute. So all of them guys will have something on our raffle table, and it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like I said, the community's changed 100%. It's gotten all better, all for the better. And I keep saying this, and sooner or later it's going to bite me in the ass. I've never seen an argument at a competition.
I've never seen one at a competition either.
Nope.
Actually,
nobody ever had any problems. Everybody gets along. And there's a little bit of alcohol involved. And everybody just deals with it. But we remember the 4 F's. Friends, family, fundraising, and fun.
Yeah,
and that's what we're here for. To do those items. Those are the reasons. And everybody remembers that. And if something were to happen, it ain't gonna be tolerated.
No,
it'll be taken care of very, very quickly, and they'll be escorted out and tell them not to come back. You're not allowed to play with us anymore. It's our playground.
So going in back, kind of wrapping back up here, and we're going to go back into Big Whisker. How much is it going to be to compete?
It's $20 to get in the door.
Right.
And that gets you into a category. If you want to do more than one category, it's $5 extra per category. For kids under 16, it's $10 to get in. And that gets them in that category. Now, if they want to, the young ladies want to move up to the Whisker Arena category, that's fine and dandy, and I know a lot of them will. I think over 16, they should move up anyway. But, they're going to, And most of those ones don't want to compete with the kids. They're too good. You know, they're way too good to compete with them kids.
Agreed. So going into that, I'm actually kind of curious now that I'm thinking about it. I'm wondering if Brian Sheebley's gonna pop out, because that man always seems to do like 15 like all 15 categories.
Yeah, I have not seen him in a while. I'm thank you for asking me that. I'm gonna message him to see what's going on. See if he's gonna be there or not.
He's always fun to watch because he does so many categories.
Yeah.
I've never watched a person shave down into so many different categories to compete.
You didn't see me. I did 9.
Oof.
Yeah, I started out with full beard, freestyle. Then I went to over 12, all the way down to just stash. You know,
wow.
Chris, what the hell's Chris's name? Anyway, he filmed me in the bathroom each time. You know, I'd go back in the bathroom, I'd cut off some more until I got it all the way down. You know, and it was at Bearded Hero, and I also did a save it or save it jar, and we did like about $500 with that. And it was funny because all the guys with mustaches were paying me not to shave. The guys with beards were paying me to shave. So it was pretty cool. At ours, we've had Mark Bennett's done 8. Eric Hall's done 8. Brad Anderson's did 8.
Yep.
But with Brad, we had to change the rules after him, right? Here again, I'm a grumpy old man. Is the Whiskerinas are Gender Pacific now?
Yes.
You know, craft beer is Gender Pacific. You know, and I think it works better that way. And it just, to me, that's just a better idea. So yeah, but it was a lot. We got that guy. I mean, ours. I'll have guys this weekend do 5. I'll guarantee it.
Oh, hands down.
You'll do 2.
I'll at least do 2.
Yeah. So. You know that's why we do it to where you do the styled first, then you start doing the natural, the links, and you always start with the over 10, and then the 5 to 10, and the 0 to 10, and you have other categories in between and things going on to give them time.
I'm grateful for that because it can be a bit of a pain to get some of that washed out.
You know, especially when you change outfits each time too.
Yeah.
You know. Now, I mean, right behind the stage is an area for the bathrooms and guys to get all that stuff ready, get it done. The only 2 that's going to be hard is I got the 2 mustache categories at the end.
Right.
We have the styled and then we have the natural. But trust me, there'll be enough time in between.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I used to argue. Guys would always tell me they'd rather do the natural than the styled. I'm like, what? It's much easier to take it out than it is to put it in.
It absolutely. You don't have to. When you're taking it out, you don't have to mess with it as much.
No,
get it back in the line.
You know, unless you've been doing it as long as I have. You know, and with the wax I use, I'm done. You know, we were in Omaha, and the guy on stage asked me how long it take me to do my stash, and I didn't know this, but Timmy Whiteshoe yells 3 minutes and 48 seconds. I went, what? He goes, I timed you, dude. We were giving Jim a hard time. Jim, it takes him an hour to get ready. I mean, it's fun to watch him. He's got curlers and he's got daggone hairpins and everything else. So in between, I was like, get out of the way for a minute. I went over and waxed to come back. And he goes, you're done. I said, yeah. You know, ain't nothing to it, man. But when you've been doing it for 35 years, it becomes easy.
Jim has got one of the best full beard style mustaches that I've ever had the pleasure of.
He's got the girth and the symmetry.
Yeah, and it's
the thing, and he'll tell you that too. He'll look at you and go, "Dude, you don't have the symmetry today. You need to do this or do that."
Yep.
Well, thank you, Coach. You know,
I remember the first time I ever competed against Jim in a full beard styled stash category. He competing against him. To me, he's a legend.
Yeah.
And
there's no question.
And so I'm standing up next to him and he goes, it's between me and you, right? And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, it's between us. I was like, oh, okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah, we've been to a lot of shows together, and when the Joe's boys roll in, they know we're here.
Oh yeah.
We know they're here.
So yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. What time are we getting started at Big Whisker?
Oh, the doors open at 4. The competition starts at 6. We'll have music from 4:45 to 5:45 with the music, and then we'll get going at 6 o'clock. And as you know, we've all been to competitions. That means 6:15 probably.
Yep.
But we hope to get going on time. My goal is to be out that door on my way home by 11. Trying to push it through, get it done pretty quick. We will start out by bringing all the veterans up on stage.
Of course.
We'll do the kids category. We have entertainment after the kids category. 5-10 minutes with entertainment. Then we'll have they announce their awards, and then we're rocking from there. We do intermission between 7 and 8 category.
And then you'll do your big award, your other awards at that time. So.
Well, the trophies all get done at the end, but we'll do the Beard Bear of the Year award right after the intermission.
Right.
We have, like I said, I know right now we got 3. We might have 4 auction items. I don't get much more than that.
Are we going to see a repeat of last year's auction for the Christmas time?
No.
Okay.
No. Now we're going to leave that one alone. But we'll I think we got a big Bingles, handmade, big, beautiful wooden Bingle sign.
Okay.
We have a jacked up leather deal. Hopefully we'll have a boot. And the guitar. Guitars for Vets donates a guitar to us every year. They'll be playing in the back room the whole time. And it's a therapy program for these guys. And they learn how to play the guitar. And then they play the blues all night long.
Yes. It's a great time over there, too.
Yeah, they're going to do with the guitar this year is we'll have all the judges sign it. And then we'll auction it off. We try to do all the winners. But by the time that is, when you give away the last trophy, folks are ready to go.
Right.
We got a really nice best in show, handmade best in show deal. The whiskey barrels are back as first place. They look really good. And then we have the X mugs for second and third.
Awesome. All right. Well,
my wife just walked in. She gave me about a raffle table. We got 4 items on the raffle table. So don't be getting all excited, man. Raffle. That's all she talks about.
Well, hopefully she came home with something good for the raffle table.
Oh yeah, she is. She walked in with all kinds of moose stuff.
Red stuff.
All red. Today red stuff.
So if you're a baseball fan, there's going to be a lot of good red stuff
Hall
on
of
the table.
Fame and bobbleheads, and so yeah, we got a lot of really nice stuff. We got Kings Island tickets. We got NKU basketball tickets. We got tickets to Dracula.
The
Playhouse in the park.
We got we had from the escape room.
The escape room, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we got some baskets that are valued pretty high. We got a new Riff basket, the new Riff distillery.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
It's got a bottle in it. It's got all kinds of swag.
Tour for 14,
And you got tours for 14 people.
14 people.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to see it.
Yep, it'll be a good time.
All right, guys. So with that being said, Big Whisker Revival next weekend going on in Newport, Kentucky at the Southgate Revival House. This is always a good time. Big Whisker Revival Part 9 to benefit the Barracks Project. Taxi, I do want to thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Everything you all do for the community is fantastic. All you guys doing these podcasts or video casts, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
It's great. I got another one to do yet this evening, going at 9 o'clock. So yeah, we appreciate
That's going to be on YouTube at the Bearded Respect.
Yes, Bearded Respect with them on YouTube.
So big shout out to Bearded Respect. I hope everything goes there. I'll be tuning in as well to pay attention. So
I'm gonna talk backwards through the whole thing because you already heard it once, so I'll go backwards. So it'll be different.
It's always fun because you never know what you're going to hear from Taxi.
There you go.
If you guys get a chance, go over and check out the Bearded Respect tonight as well. It's going to be a great time.
All right.
Taxi, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go so you can get ready for the next show.
Thank you very much. You have a great night, my friend.
You too, brother. All right, guys, that is going to wrap us up tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do want to say, I know that I've been inconsistent. I know I say this just about every week now, but big shout out to you guys for always being patient and getting with us here and tuning in. So go into our wrap up. So, yep, always turn in every week to Bearded Respect to see you guys and see you guys there. Russ, he always puts on a good one. Looking forward to my first Big Whisker. I'm looking forward to your first Big Whisker too, Stash. It's gonna be great seeing you. I ain't seen you in a little bit, so let's go into the wrap up here. Of course, guys, like always, Boston Scully, Bearded Rook for 15% off. They actually are getting ready to release a hat from last year, the pumpkin head. I'm rather excited. And a new one that I'm actually going to be going after called the Ghost Head. And I'm not going to lie, it's on my list. I got the pumpkin head last year, and I got to get the Ghost Head this year. So, but use the code Bearded Rook 15% off. Save you a little bit of money at checkout. Another big shout out, of course, to Vintage Grooming and Death Grip, all natural mustache wax. Some of the best products on the market. I've been a big fan of their beard balm. Night Owl is honestly, it's one I've been using on a regular basis, and it holds really well. Gets me through the day, and I work in some very dusty and very overheated places, so it helps out with the new job. And of course, if you guys are looking for something to get into this weekend, then beardcalendar.com is the option for that. Aaron does a great job keeping that up to date. If you need any details on Big Whisker and you can't find it on Facebook, you can check out the beardcalendar.com, and it's going to have all that information there. They've got competitions already lined out all the way into 2024. So, and like we were saying, Big Whisker Revival is going to be next weekend, Big Whisker 9, to support the Barracks Project, presented by Honest Amish. Like always, they always do a wonderful job for the community. Aaron and Natalie are always out here on the road grinding and helping take care of people. So I hope to see you guys there. Following weekend will be Monsters Ball going on in Ocean City, Maryland. If you are wanting to hang out and you can't make it to Big Whisker, I will be at Monsters Ball. So come and hang out with us, have some fun. This year is going to be a little bit different, like I said, being out in Ocean City, but Mad Viking Beard Mustache Club of the Maryland, Delaware chapter has been working very hard to make this a great event. This is going to be the last Monsters Ball for the foreseeable future. So if you've not made it to a Monsters Ball, I would definitely recommend making it to this one. It's going to be a great time. Going into the first weekend in November, of course, is the 2023 Honest Amish National Championship. Then Daytona Beach. Like, come on, guys. Daytona in November. Who's going to want to miss that? And we will definitely be down there for that one to have some fun. Can't wait. It's going to be a great time. And Nationals, this is going to be the first time I go to Nationals, so I'm excited to see what happens. Moving into December, going on in North Texas Beard Mob is, of course, running Harry Holidays, December the 2nd. And they are doing the clubhouse for special needs as their charity. I unfortunately will not be able to make this one, and it sucks because they always do a great show, and North Texas Beard Mob does wonderful things. But then the reason why is because I am running a beard and mustache competition called the 12 Beards of Christmas on the same day here in Lexington, Kentucky. We have actually been putting this all together now for the last couple months with Country Boy Brewing, presented with Mad Viking, and of course, Talking Beards Club. And while we're on this subject, I do want to go ahead and spotlight a few of our category sponsors as well. So we have, of course, White Oak Beard Supply, right here in Kentucky. They came in on a category sponsorship. Big shout out to Innuendo Beard Company for jumping in as well. I've never actually done any work with these guys, but I'm excited to try it, to pick up some of their product and get to know them better. And a friend of mine has a company now called Jolly Beards Photography. If you guys haven't had a chance, go check out Jolly Beards Photography. These guys are phenomenal photographers, and I'm hoping to get a little more time and see if we can get if they will come out and hang out with us and take some pictures for sure. But they told me that at least one of the members of Jolly Beards will be at the competition to at least hang out. And I'm excited to see my friend Sonny So big shout out to those three. And I do, of course, want to give a big shout out to Joe and Erica Conley, and of course, Brian and Puckers, also known Brian and Amber. So Charms and Puckers Coin for coming in on a sponsorship. And then I know we have a few others that are coming up. So we'll see what happens. Beard and Loathing, of course, jumped in on the Krampus category. That's the one I can remember right off the top of my head. Thank you, Haley. They came in and jumped in on the sponsorship as well. So I'm working on a few things, trying to get some stuff lined up for the competition and get a few other things. We haven't really looked into door prizes or anything like that yet, or raffles, but it's going to be a good time. We're going out there to benefit the Toys for Tots. So come out and join us if you can't make it to North Texas. We'd love to have you here in Lexington. And as we mentioned a few weeks ago, we have one of the first judges being announced is Shannon Klinkenbeard. So I got some other judges. I'm going to start releasing that in October. So if you guys get a chance, come out, check it out, and let's have some fun. But with that, guys, like always, make sure you leave things better than how you found it, and always strive to leave a legacy. Much love. Hope you guys have a great night. Be safe.